Hey mates, how are you?
Good, thank you.
What's your name?
Lachie, nice to meet you.
Ollie, lovely to meet you. How can I help?
Looking at upgrading my camera. I have a shoot later on today, currently shooting on the R50.
Okay, awesome. What's the shoot and what do you generally shoot?
The shoot, so it's some real estate stuff, just short form content creation. So I work with, like in nightlife, I work, for car dealerships and that kind of stuff.
Mostly video or photo or a bit of both?
Mostly video, but also some photos, a bit of both. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think we've got a couple of cameras that will work for you. How about we grab those and I come to the shoot with you and you can try them out and figure out which one you like the most.
Sweet, let's do it.
Awesome, let's go.
This is our first location today. It's an active open home. So in terms of filming, we're doing a lot of B-roll stuff, content to mash in there with, like whether it's interviews, like intros, that kind of stuff.
Okay, awesome. Well, what I've started you with is the R50V.
Yep.
So you've got the R50,
yes.
Am I right? So this is basically a slight bump up from that one for the video side of things.
Yes.
And it's also going to come with the 14-30, which is great for this real estate sort of stuff, nice and wide.
Another great thing to add to this kit would be a variable ND filter. These really help with controlling light, especially in outdoor scenes. They also really help for changing lighting conditions, particularly for something like this in real estate, where you're going from outdoors to indoors and you need to adjust your exposure quickly.
So I'm going to give that to you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to get on in there, shoot some stuff, and then I'll come back later with the next step up.
Sweet, let's do it.
Awesome, let's go, come on.
Awesome. So currently shooting on the R50V, camera's really good. Something that's always bothered me is it doesn't have inbuilt stabilization. So when I'm doing my camera technique, it's a little wobbly, sometimes like shaky hands, and that's something that's always kind of been a little iffy. So most of my shots I've been shooting static with this camera,
Since the R50 does lack inbuilt stabilization, using a gimbal such as the RS4 Mini is the absolute best way to stabilize the footage and give it that professional smooth look.
So when shooting property, the reason that I love using a R50 is because the cameras are so tiny, you can really fit into nooks and crannies, and because there's a lot of running around, each open home is about 30 minutes, so I don't get a lot of time to like set up the camera and get everything ready. And in terms of open homes, it's very like alive, there's a lot of movement, there's people coming through all the time, and that's something that I've always appreciated about a slightly small form factor camera body and lens. Something that I personally really love to do is get the agents when they're not paying attention on the phone, because it's when you get like the raw reaction. It shows them in the zone, because when they're making a phone call, they're like closing a deal, which is really good.
Awesome, Lachie. So you've been doing some shooting on the R50V.
Yeah.
How have you found it?
Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Simple, sleek, tiny. It's not too big and like professional. So, in terms of like working with people and kind of interviewing, it kind of relieves a little bit of pressure, as in like it's not as intimidating.
The subject doesn't feel like there's so much in their face.
Exactly, but I love this camera. Been shooting on it for a while.
Yeah. Awesome, well, I'm gonna upgrade you now. So this is the brand new R6V. So this is a little bit more professional than your R50, going up to full frame.
The brand new Canon R6V is a great upgrade from the R50V. It offers you a full-frame sensor capable of shooting 7K open gate, it has inbuilt image stabilization, and still uses the same EOS menu system as the R50V, making the transition super easy. And pair it with the 20-50 PT and it's perfect for gimbal work. The lens doesn't shift, so your center of gravity stays balanced whilst it's on the gimbal.
Give that a go, and I'll come back and we'll let us know how you go.
Awesome. Let's go.
Too easy, let's do it.
The camera also features brand new cooling fans, 7 assignable buttons, and is incredibly affordable compared to other cameras within the market.
All right, Lachie, where do you want me to start from?
Just be natural, say what you Just be natural, say what you want to say. 3, 2, one.
Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Nima from Ray White. I'm here with Oasis number 10 Collin Street. The product, let's call it home, built by the award-winning builder, which he always had the best result in the forest and northern beaches. Do you want to talk about it?
Of course. Look, we're noticing a very strong demand here in Forestville for turnkey properties, especially like this one where families come in and they don't have to do anything. Perhaps you've got 1 to 3 kids and you're looking for an area which is close proximity to Chatswood and the city and has great schools. Welcome.
Okay, Lachlan, so I know you don't generally shoot on gimbals, am I right? You usually shoot handhelds,
Handheld.
Yeah? Yeah, okay. Well, on our next kit with the R6V, we've got the RS4 gimbal here. So what I'm actually gonna do is get you to shoot with both. We'll start with the R50V, doing handheld, and then I'm gonna give you the gimbal, and I'm gonna see how you find it, because I think for something like real estate, it's really beneficial having a gimbal because it just opens so many more possibilities with movements and angles and getting that really nice, smooth, professional look. But if you want to start, R50V, go and get some shots on that, and then I'll come back and we'll give you the gimbal.
Beautiful, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to 19/5/7 Westminster in the beautiful part of DY here. We're in an almost 300 square metre apartment here. It's a 3-bedder, 2-bathroom. Come and check out this view. We're in the main part of DY here, only a couple of minutes from DY Beach.
Something that I've noticed shooting on this Canon R50V, APS-C. So in terms of the focal lengths, I can't get as wide as I would like. I wonder how it will go with the R6V.
Hey mate, how did it go?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Okay, awesome. Right, well, I'm gonna give you the R6V on the gimbal now.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna let you go and play with that for a bit, and then I'll come and catch up and see how you're going.
Sweet, let's do it.
See you in a minute.
Throwing this camera onto the gimbal, I feel like it's really well suited. It's a really good kit to put together. For me personally, kind of adjustment period in terms of using a gimbal per not using a gimbal, but I'm kind of getting the hang of it and it makes a lot of sense. It totally upgrades how professional the footage looks and the kind of outcome for my client. So Ollie, we're doing a full run through.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing a property tour right now. So it's gonna take us, open the door, come through, give us a little walkthrough, favorite features of the property. How would you recommend setting up the gimbal in terms of like the settings to make sure that it's responsive when I wanna turn a corner? And also what kind of settings do you want indoor and outdoor, or do you think that I should do indoor and outdoor?
Okay, so if we're going indoors here, I mean, first of all, we want to make sure we're on autofocus and tracking, so it keeps focused on his face, which I think we already set that up to do face tracking. So that's definitely the first thing. We're going to be shooting in 25 FPS on this one. We don't need to be shooting slow-mo, so switch it to 25, make sure your shot is 1/50th over. And then sticking it on auto ISO so that we're adjusting that if we're coming in or out of something light and dark, because we want to sort of keep our aperture maybe around the 5.6 to 7.1 there. Like we don't really need a shallow depth of field here. Obviously the shallower is nice, but it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to focus. As for the gimbal, we've got it set to pan and follow, so that's probably your best way to go.
Sounds good. All right, thanks Ollie.
Go for it, mate. All good.
Let's go.
When shooting B-roll, it is preferable to be shooting at 50 frames per second. This allows you to slow down your footage to give it a smoother, cleaner, professional look. But when you're shooting dialogue or shooting a person talking in an interview, you would be shooting 25 frames per second, as you have no need to slow down that footage.
Welcome to Unit 19, Westminster in DY. Come and check out this beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, almost 300 square metre property with a view that will never get old. As I was saying, that's 300 square metres. Where is it? Let's go have a look. You are half of the top floor on this apartment block, 3 bedrooms down this way, the 2 bathrooms, and the best part yet, balcony on each room.
just walk up, step like a few steps back, and then I'll walk up, and then a 3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, Lachie, how have you found the R6V and the 20 to 50 there?
It's really good. It's nice. It's small. It's really good.
Awesome, and it worked all right with the gimbal, and
It worked all right with the gimbal. It's just, you know, it's something to get used to.
because you usually just shoot
I
handheld,
don't
right?
normally use a gimbal.
Yeah, okay. It's a bit of a different
It's a
different
bit
game.
of a difference. Yeah, you
Awesome.
got to set it up, recalibrate it. and
So this
stuff.
is like our top ticket. So we've got the Canon C50
Yep.
with the 24 to 70. So bigger setup.
Canon C50 is a great upgrade for professionals who are after a small, compact, cinema-level quality body. The camera offers various upgrades from the R6V, such as dual base ISO, more customizable buttons, and larger cooling fans.
Got the RS4 gimbal here. So yeah, see how you go with that one.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Easy, man. How's it going? We
It's
good?
going good.
Yeah?
Bit of a workout.
Yeah,
Not
it's
really
a bit
used
heavier,
to
a bit bigger.
Yes.
But you're sort of getting the hang of it. I know the menu system was a bit confusing.
it.
at
Yeah,
first.
yeah. I was talking to you earlier. The menu system. It's something that I have to get my head around.
100%.
It's definitely more leaning towards the professionals and that kind of intricate, like making sure everything's exactly how you want it as a creator. Just I think it's still a learning curve in
learning
terms of
curve,
setting it
100%.
up and some of the switches here. But overall, I think we got some really good footage.
Gimbals are definitely a learning curve, but over time, the gimbals are becoming easier to set up and easier to use. One thing that definitely helps is picking up a gimbal that is capable of holding more than your camera weighs. This way, you won't be putting as much strain on the motors, and it makes it easier to balance and control. DJI have just recently released a brand new gimbal, the RS5, which I would highly recommend looking at over the RS4, as it has stronger motors and has a much better battery life.
From what it sounds like, I think the R6V is looking like a really good option for you because it has that same menu system. It's still offering, the same sort of performance, but with that older menu. So let's keep going. Let's go to some other places and see how it goes.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Let's
Let's do it. Okay, Lachie, so now you're going to be filming some sort of interview walkthrough video, am I right?
Yes, 77 questions. I'm not too sure how many questions. We got some questions written down.
Yep.
Gonna ask the agent some of the questions as we walk through the house,
Yeah, okay, awesome. So you said previously that you were having a couple of problems with the other cameras with exposure inside. It was sort of a bit dark and then light. And it's sort of,
In real estate, because you're always going inside, outside, that's just the rapid change in obviously the light.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought, I've popped on here, this is the M40 SE from Zion. So we're gonna have a little constant light on top. So you basically just switch it on on the corner there. This is a 40 watt light, so it's pretty powerful, but the reason I've put that on there is it should balance your exposure throughout the whole house.
Beautiful.
So you shouldn't see too much of your aperture changing or your ISO shifting. So yeah, we're shooting on the C50 here with the new 20 to 50. But yeah, have a go with that.
Beautiful.
Let's do it. Hey, how are you guys?
Hello guys, how are you? Welcome home.
We're here to ask you 30 questions.
Please do.
Yeah, come
so
on in.
do you want to walk in and ask the question, or you just
Absolutely, let's show us around.
Yeah,
Let's
please.
go.
Welcome home.
How long have you lived in the Forestville area?
We were living in Northern Beaches before. I moved here in 2008, 2009.
How about you show us upstairs?
Yeah,
Let's
100%.
go.
Yeah. I love this about this property because it's open plan. You can see everything from everywhere. Everything you can monitor, especially when you have kids. Still, you can monitor them, but you have your own space, all right? So you don't have to interrupt them.
Here we've got double-heighted ceiling, your living area, of course open plan with the kitchen and dining. Again, all high-end appliances, Miele. You've got 2 ovens, coffee machine, gas stove. Comes in pretty handy when you're cooking Chinese or Indian. So here you've got a Jack and Jill setup where you've got 2 rooms connected with a bathroom, ideal for the kids. Again, generously sized, all with walk-in wardrobes.
Okay, Lachie, we're all wrapped up.
Yes.
Happy with what you got?
Happy, yeah. Today was a pretty successful shoot.
Yeah, awesome. And of all three of these cameras, which one would be your favorite?
The R6V. Yeah, it's perfectly sized. It's not too big, it's not too small. You have control over the camera. I feel like with the R50V, that one in terms of size, like I love it. It's tiny, it's nimble, you can get around. But you know, in terms of the capabilities, I think it's nowhere close.
The full frame sensor, you know, the 7K,
exactly,
all that sort of
and
stuff.
because I'm shooting in versatile environments, from nightlife to this property stuff, like the bigger sensor, some of the cooler features that the new camera has to offer. Yeah.
You got more versatility basically with that over the R50.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and why not the C50? Why not go all the way?
Yeah. Look, I love the C50. Yeah. It was nice to shoot on, like very beautiful results. Yeah. But in terms of, it was slightly too technical for me. Okay. I know that's something, if I was to do more kind of like professional style videos as opposed to the shorter content. Yep. For example, if I was shooting like a wedding video or something, definitely lean towards that one, but just because, the type of content that I'm shooting, I'll need it to be simple, just quickly jump into it, especially rushing around property, with the open homes, 30-minute windows, and especially in nightlife, it's also very, very, that environment is quite difficult, challenging.
And what about the gimbals? How did you go with those?
I would definitely pick the RS4.
Yep.
Just because in terms of the weight distribution, we're kind of almost at the point of the capability of the gimbal.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
If I wanted to add any attachments such as a light, external microphones, etc., I just feel like that would be pushing it a little too much. 100%. So definitely pick
go for the little bit larger, just so you got more wiggle room with the weight and size of things.
Yeah, and I'd definitely chuck in the light.
The light, the zone, the 40 watt,
yeah, absolutely, for all kind of environments. I don't think you can go wrong having an extra light on top of the camera.
So a lot of power in something so small.
Oh, of course,
yeah. They're great. And even if you wanted to go, a bit more power, they do offer the 60 watt and even the X100s and 200s, which are all amazing sort of small, compact lights that you can pretty much take anywhere.
Yes.
And what about the lens, the new 20 to 50?
20 to 50, yeah. I feel like it's a perfect focal length. Yep. This one's pretty cool. It's an aperture of, I think, f4.
Yep.
So pretty good in multiple environments. I think it might tend to struggle a little bit in those nightclubs, but overall, just focal length, it's really good.
The best camera really depends on your workflow, your business, and how far you want to push your production. And the absolute best way to understand whether a camera is right for you is to get your hands on it and give it a go. At George's Cameras, we always have demo units available for customers to try, so come along either to our new Chatswood store or our CBD store and try these cameras out yourself.
So yeah, amazing. The 2050 and the R6Vs are the winner.
That's the winner.
That's awesome. So when are you going to come and buy them?
Right now.
Let's do it. Okay guys, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to come and check out this new camera, the one that Lachie will be buying right now from us, then come over to our store either in the city or in Chatswood, and then we'll sort you out. So we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.